So, the movement that I had chosen to research this semester was the Me Too movement. I had known a little bit of background information prior, but it was one of those movements that I wanted to go more in depth in and learn about. So, that was kind of my reasonings for why I chose this movement. So, to begin, the movement was founded by Tarna Burke in 2006. Her goal was to make sure that women had all the proper resources regarding harassment because there were not many available before this time period. Tarna and her team wanted to challenge the current thinking and make sure women who have gone through such traumatic events have had the right resources and they have a safe opportunity to tell their story if they want and to connect with others who have had similar situations, which is really cool for a movement that one woman decided to take it on upon herself to take a current issue that's going on in the world and challenge everything and challenge the current system. So when it comes to their protest communication, how events are carried out for the Me Too movement, the majority of the communication takes place via social media. This allows many users to be connected with one another, and with the current state of the pandemic, it has allowed the movement to continue to thrive. More than ever, people are feeling like they can take it upon their personal sites to support one another and even share their own stories. And in-person protests and speeches do occur. They've just been very limited recently, like I said, due to the pandemic. But another cool reason about how they're using social media is because it's very current. Social media is a very current part of all of our lives. So if you take a movement and take it based off of that, it gets people involved and you can spread the information a whole lot faster. You can reach a higher target audience and just be really successful for the movement, and we've seen a great turnout with that. While it's not perfect, it is better than not being able to express yourself and have that mode of communication to connect with one another and to put out different materials so it gets the people involved, like, hey, this is what's going on, this is a current issue, or hey, if you need anything, I'm here for you, here's a flyer, here's a brochure, here's a video from a survivor if they wanted to tell their story, or just inspirational posts to get people involved. There's many important events, but one that I wanted to focus on happened in March 26th of this year, actually. So the Supreme Court of Minnesota passed rape victims not mentally incapacitated if they got drunk on their own. This triggered protests in Minnesota along with other surrounding states, coming from the fact that I live in Minnesota. I felt like this was really relevant. I had heard about it on the news, and it was kind of crazy. I was writing about the Me Too movement, and this was taking place. People were very upset that this was able to pass, and many people felt like the state did not care about their rights. So this sparked national attention. Actually, social media websites were flooded with people sharing their opinions and how it should be overturned. People stood outside the Minnesota Capitol and with signs demanding their voices to be heard. It eventually got overturned and caused great publicity for the Me Too movement as they stood behind the protest, as they were telling everyone, hey, we're here for you, we hear your views. People were sharing it on their stories, their Instagram stories, Facebook feeds. I remember going on my personal accounts for a week and seeing all this and feeling quite frustrated with them and seeing people taking it upon themselves, even celebrities, got a celebrity endorsement, people saying, hey, this isn't right, something needs to be done, and we're not going to stop until it is. And that was a really current event that helped the Me Too movement be what it is. And so for the effectiveness, it is arguably known that the Me Too movement has been very successful and will continue to be successful. The movement has changed a lot since the beginning. What makes this movement liked by so many people is the fact that the supporters and the people involved are very passionate about the subject and will go above and beyond to make sure their voice is heard. The movement is changing history, and each year that goes by, new changes happen, which is modernization, which makes sense in a social movement. This is very important within all social movements. The Me Too movement has had no intention on ending soon and will continue to help people worldwide. And so this connects to how it helps with social change. Since this movement is currently happening and it changed with the times, it gives the world a first-hand look of current issues of what is happening. It connects people together and changes policies that have been around for years. It brings together a broken world to make necessary changes. It will be very interesting and exciting to see how the Me Too movement continues to modernize as the world is still with the place that it is, and to see how many more resources each people that need it can get help each year. Thanks.